Saturday, the Golden Hurricane finishing out the 2019 season playing on the road in Greenville, North Carolina against East Carolina. Find out what happens next on the Philip Montgomery Show.
The Philip Montgomery Show, brought to you by St. Francis Health System, by River Spirit Casino, and by Pepsi. Now your host, Bruce Howard.
Hello again, everybody, and we welcome you to the Philip Montgomery Show as the Golden Hurricane finished out the 2019 season in Greenville, North Carolina against the East Carolina Pirates. It was a success. Hurricane dominant in almost every phase of the game, winning it by a final of 49-24 over ECU. In a moment, we'll have the lead up to this final game and also first half highlights. That's on the Philip Montgomery Show. Welcome back to the Philip Montgomery Show. The Golden Hurricane and ECU meeting for the 15th time, with ECU leading the all-time series 8-6. Let's get the lead up to the game now, and then first half highlights. My broadcast partner Rick Corey and head coach Philip Montgomery. Gentlemen.
All right, thanks, Bruce. Coach, as the rain falls here at East Carolina, which, you know, they told us it was going to rain all day. It did, unfortunately. Coming into this game, did you consider weather? It's also a grass field. First time we played on one this year, and when you're thinking about all those things, you saw an East Carolina team that could light it up offensively. What were you concerned about?
Well, when we checked the weather earlier in the week, it was supposed to be like 50 degrees and sunshine. No wind, it's going to be a beautiful day. You know, as I checked it the day before we come, still the same thing. And then this morning we get up and all the rain is blown in. A lot of different factors to that. Obviously bothered me a little bit from the standpoint, knew we were going to get a really heavy box, knew we were going to have to throw the football some to do what we wanted to do. So that's concerning, but we've practiced a ton in the rain this year, and actually had a couple of practices this week in the rain. The one thing that kind of got me a little bit, this is an old school field.
Yes.
And it's got quite a crown to it, and that makes a big difference if you haven't played on it and been in it, on your routes part of it and the way you throw. And those outs and stop routes on the outsides of it, you know, you're looking at a 2-foot difference in a lot of those. So you really got to be locked in as a quarterback.
All right, now defensively, they'd struggled a little bit, but they'd also had their moments. What concerns you there?
Yeah, I mean, they were really good against the run coming into it. Box was going to be heavy. Their defensive line was playing well. Linebackers were flying around, always add an extra hat into it. Played majority man coverage with it. Played a little bit 4, a little bit of 3, but you knew it was going to be kind of walk down tight, especially after last week. You know, Houston did the same thing. It was a heavy box, did it a different way. But I thought our offensive line really came out, controlled the line of scrimmage. Our backs did a really good job of when they saw daylight, they just took it and got north and south and got positive yards. And then I think as we moved them early in the game, you know, our stretch stuff outside was really working and making them run back and forth, sideline to sideline. I think that paid dividends for us late.
All right, so the real key here is a fast start. This is an East Carolina team outscored 202 to 156 in the first half. Hurricane needed that start, and they got it. Here's the first half highlights from Greenville.
Long, ready to approach. The angled run up to the ball, and here's the kick, and the game is underway. High end-over-end kick and short, taken at the 10-yard line by Snead. Near side to the 15, to the 20, and then knocked down by Bryson Powers at the 23-yard line. First down and 10, and the handoff left on the right side, and it is Penix, and Penix cuts back and doesn't get much at all. And it was Jackson Player getting into the backfield, and then Zaven Collins finished. So it's second down and 10 from their 23-yard line for ECU. Fake handoff on now Ehlers, runs toward the near side, then throws it, and then it's dropped out in the left flat by CJ. One receiver to the right, 3 receivers near side left on third down and 10. Here's the snap to Ehlers, back to pass, throws on a screen pass. Penix catches it here on the near side, tried to cut back, and he gets hit at the 23. He bursts forward to the 25 to the 26-yard line. But TU had great coverage that time by Collins and Shamar Robinson there. ECU will kick it away with John Young standing at the 13-yard line, and back deep for TU is Stokes. They nearly blocked it. High spinning kick. Stokes called for a fair catch and makes the fair catch at about the 23-yard line. First and 10 Tulsa at their 24-yard line. Smith fakes a handoff, throws it quickly to the left side. This time it's caught by Keenan Johnson spinning forward. He got about 3 or 4 on the play. Second and 7 7 for Tulsa at their 27-yard line, no score in the game. Here's the snap and the handoff left side. Brooks has a hole, 30, 35, 40, cuts back to the center, to the 50, to the 40. He may go left side, outside the numbers, to the 25 and to the 15 and down to the 10 and the 5, and then he's knocked out of bounds at about the 3, and they grabbed his face mask as well. Wow. 68-yard gain on the play for Shamari Brooks, and he got it down to the 5.
Personal foul, face mask, defense number 3. Half the distance to the goal from the end of the run. Automatic first down.
Against the running back. So we'll see how that works out as far as the running is concerned in terms of the yardage. And the quick pass goes to the right side, and it's grabbed on the right side, and Crawford catching it, and he gets it to the 19-yard line, a gain of 5. Out of the shotgun, and the handoff goes to Wilkerson. Wilkerson angling to the right. He gets hit and dropped at about the 16-yard line and bring up 3rd down and 2. Here's the snap, and the handoff goes to Wilkerson, stretching forward across the 15 to the 14. It all depends on the spot. It looks like they'll spot him short, Rick. Now Tulsa brings the heavy package in. 4th down and a yard, and Tulsa will go for it. 2 slots on the right side are tight ends. Tight ends on the right side for TU. Hall and Palmer. Here's the snap and the handoff, and he's stopped and stuffed at the 19-yard line. Tulsa fails on 4th down. My goodness. 14-yard line, 1st and 10 for ECU, and they roll the snap back. He's able to scoop it up, but Ehlers has nothing, can't do anything, and he dives forward to the 15. Might have gotten a yard. Zaven Collins covers him up, but out of the shotgun, Ehlers has the snap, drops back to pass on 2nd and 9, throws right side, caught. Snead out of bounds, far boundary 24, close to, and I think he has the 1st down. So it'll be quickly to the line of scrimmage. Ehlers hands it off the right side, and this is Mooney. Mooney has big yardage, 35-40, far boundary, just outside the 40-yard line. A 51-yard field goal for ECU from the 41. Right in the center of the field. This would be a career long if he makes it. Snap back, the ball is down. Verity's kick is on the way, and it is good. And so 2nd down and 1 for Tulsa from their 34-yard line. Fake handoff, throw near side, wide open. Crawford catches it at the 45 of ECU. Right boundary, 25, 20, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown, Tulsa. 67-yard touchdown pass and catch. Zach Smith to Sam Crawford, and somehow, some way, he got wide open, and boy, you could almost tell Zach Smith when he faked the handoff and looked out to the right. The shotgun, Smith has the snap, 4-man rush, back to pass. Smith throws over the middle, caught at the 35-yard line, down to the 30, inside the 30-yard line. Stokes, and Stokes just became a 1,000-yard receiver with that catch, as the gain on the play was 18 to the 29-yard line.
Shoulder.
And Smith hit him. Back to pass. Smith, 1st and 10, loads of time, throws over the middle, wide open, caught for a touchdown. Stokes, 29-yard touchdown pass and catch, and the Hurricane leading 13-3. It was wide, smoking open, and Tulsa's quarterback Zach Smith is humming, and he threw it right on the number. Well, Hurricane 14, ECU 3, with just less than 5 minutes to go in the first half. Out of the shotgun, Smith on 3rd and goal. Back to pass. Smith has time, stepping up, throwing over the middle, caught for a touchdown. Keenan Johnson. In his final game, Johnson creases the goal line, and the Hurricane increasing their lead to 20-3. Wow.
That is great patience by Zach, but more importantly, tremendous blocking by that defensive front. East Carolina with 4 down linemen bringing that.
At halftime, the Golden Hurricane leading 21-3. We'll have halftime adjustments and second half highlights next on the Philip Montgomery Show. At halftime, the Golden Hurricane leading by a score of 21-3. And of course, there are halftime adjustments and then the second half yet to come, because for sure it's a 60-minute game. TU, though, does have the 18-point advantage and getting the ball to start the second half. Let's go to Rick Corey and our head coach, Philip Montgomery, guys.
All right, thanks, Bruce. All right, Coach, right there before the half, you got things really rolling. You almost had to take the break.
Yeah.
So at the half, there's not a lot to adjust, but what are you talking about?
Well, there was a couple things they did to try to stop some of our outside run stuff. Came back with a few other things. Felt like we had some answers to all of that. It was just about getting back in there, making a little tweak here and there. And then more than anything, it was about coming back out and reestablishing momentum. And that was the big key for us on in all three phases. Come out and get off to a good start. We come out and have a little something going on, and then we have the interception that we just left behind just a little bit. But then the next play, defense gets a big turnover. We take it down and score, and now momentum's starting to shift and roll. And that was a big sequence, in my opinion.
And you're going to see it really start to roll here in the second half. Here at Dowdy-Ficklen, here's TU and East Carolina have to.
3rd and 15 for Tulsa from their 20-yard line. Hurricane leading 21-3, first drive of the second half. Here's the snap to Smith. Steps back to pass, now throws to the right side, and it is intercepted at midfield. Coming up with a pickoff for ECU is Devondre Robinson. Here's a low snap fielded by Ehlers. Throw to the right side, and it's grabbed by Hatfield, who looks like he wants to throw it. Then he has the ball stripped away. It's picked up by Tulsa. Coming up with it is Reggie Robinson on the left side, and he's out of bounds on the far boundary at the 20-yard line, all the way down the 20 to the 20 of ECU. And again, I think that was Jackson player on the play.
Is a fumble recovered by the defense. First down.
And he pitched it. Reggie pitched the ball at the end.
Yeah.
I didn't see who he pitched.
At the 10, handoff, left side, Wilkerson cuts back. He gets it at the 10, spins at the 5, left side into the end zone. Touchdown, TU. What a terrific run by T.K. Wilkerson. He scores his 6th touchdown of the year, and he broke a tackle at about the 8-yard line. Stokes on the far inside slot, one receiver to the right. Here's the snap, and the handoff goes up the middle, and it's Brooks. Brooks angling to the left at the 50, 45 to the 40. He cuts back toward the left hash mark to the 35, and there's the snap, and the handoff goes to Corey Taylor up the middle, has a big hole, 35-30, right side, 25, 20, 15, down to the 10, inside the 10 at the 8, and Corey Taylor with a big Johnson, and the two Johnsons are in a triangle on the left. Here's the snap on 3rd and goal, back to pass, a throw quickly to the right side, caught by Shamari Brooks and into the end zone. Touchdown! Zach Smith with his 4th touchdown toss, and the Golden Hurricane has made it 34-10 with 4:10 to go here in the 3rd quarter. 6-yard gain, 2nd down and 4 for Tulsa from the 12. Handoff up the middle. It's Corey Taylor. Taylor to the 5 and lunges into the end zone. Touchdown, Tulsa. Corey Taylor, once he got that gap up the middle and broke the 39-yard line. Golden Hurricane leading 42-17, and a quick throw over the middle and a lunging catch, breaking a tackle at the 25-yard line, heading toward the end zone and diving in. It is Ethan Hall, the freshman from Bixby. A touchdown, 39 yards, and Ethan Hall with his first ever catch in a TU game scores a touchdown for the Golden Hurricane. How about that, folks?
Breaks a heck of a tackle and then leaps in at the end, showed a little bit of speed, and hey, maybe the tight end is back.
So the Hurricane getting the score.
So the final 49-24, almost 700 yards of offense. We've been saying, and you've been saying all year long, this team's really close. Was this the offense you knew you could have all year?
It really was. Coming into the season, really all the questions the last couple of years have been about us throwing the football again, being able to stretch the field and do those things. We added a lot of things schematically to try to help us from a receiver standpoint. And then you just saw young receivers really growing, learning how to help each other, learning where to find some areas. Zach did a really good job of spreading the ball around. Wasn't concerned about really running the football. And then as we got into it, our passing game really, for the majority of the year, was not bad, right? But we weren't running the ball effectively enough throughout the season. And then tonight, getting the running game going, what a huge factor in this ball game that it made. And, I think we were pretty balanced, over 300 yards on both sides of that deal. And that's where this offense can really go.
Right, and remember, balance doesn't always mean 50-50. It means effectively balanced on
That's
both
exactly
sides,
right.
and they both did that. Can't leave this without talking about your offensive line. You had several things. Shamari got 1,000. Keelan gets his 1,000. Zach goes over 3,000. But you had an offensive line tonight that paved the way.
Yeah, they really did. They did an unbelievable job. I mean, and you got to remember tonight, we were redshirt freshmen, sophomore, true freshman. And we had to grow throughout the season with that young offensive line, and they're starting to really click together. I was walking off the field with Gerard, and he comes up to me and just says, "Coach, this is who we are. This is who we're going to be. Next year's going to be our time because us 5 guys, we understand what's going on now."
Yeah.
And that's what you want to hear. That's what you want to see. And I was so proud of them. And then our defense played unbelievable all year long. I thought our secondary just locking people down. We stopped the run. they doubled Travis or tripled him all night long and just stayed relentless after the quarterback. So it was a great team effort.
There are a lot of reasons to smile. When we come back, we'll talk about what's next, recruiting, the offseason, and next year on the Philip Montgomery Show.
We welcome you back to the Philip Montgomery Show. On our feature segment, we're going to talk about a man that was an All-American at the University of Tulsa as an offensive lineman. Jerry Ostrowski, who has had his number retired here, and then, of course, he had the great career in the National Football League, but now he has returned, and he's a member of the University of Tulsa athletic staff. He talks about what's important about TU and the athletic department.
The people at this place are amazing. The people have always fueled this university, and they will continue to fuel this university. When the administration and athletics and everybody are working together, it's a pretty amazing place. There's building blocks at all universities. And this place was built a long, long time ago, the 1800s, and different, the oil boom and all these different things, but still it goes back to the people. The people are what makes it great, and that's what you have to build upon. Came down here in 1988, liked it, and been here ever since. It's an amazing place. Progression for me, it was something I needed as far as leaving home, leaving Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, growing up, being on my own. This place has taught me a tremendous amount, and it's kind of why I ended up, I think, making an NFL team, especially being cut 3 times before I made a team and playing 10 years. It was that mindset, that toughness that I learned while I was at the University of Tulsa, not just in the classroom but also on the football field, that helped me with that progression, because it's the one thing I think is so special about this place. I tell people all the time, we're the smallest Division I university that plays, collegiate athletics in the country. Act like it. And when I say that, I mean it takes a certain kind of toughness to be that school and to be successful. And we've done it for a long, long time. We've played football for a long, long time. And it's those lessons that I learned here that helped me, work through those things and be able to have the career that I have. This place is going to continue to grow. I mean, everybody has ebbs and flows and ups and downs. It's just the way life is. But again, I go back to the toughness aspect. This place continues to stand and continues to progress, and it always will.
So welcome back to the Philip Montgomery Show. Rick Corey along with the head coach, Philip Montgomery, here in a rainy Dowden-Ficklin Stadium in Greenville, North Carolina. In my opinion, it was so important to win 2 of these last 3, but especially the way you went out today. To me, next season started today. If that's the case, how did it start?
Well, with a bang, right? I mean, it started off with our defense doing what it's doing. Started off with our offense being balanced and really showing the signs that we need to see as we're moving forward. We got 9 guys coming back offensively. We had 2 seniors that really have played significant roles this year offensively, and those guys will be missed. Some young guys are going to have to step up and take some reins in those areas, but the core of that group is coming back, and we just got to continue to keep growing and continue to keep getting better, and we still got a bunch of those guys defensively that are coming back. So we were close in way too many games, right? We had opportunities in there, but today was about establishing what the future can be, and now we got to go back to work. We got to put in the work and understand what our goal is and where we're headed.
And now, recruiting.
Gotten off to a great start. We got a great class right now, and we'll hit the road on Monday. We're going to try to sign as many of those guys as we can in December, and then obviously we won't sign our whole class in December. We'll finish it up in February, but you got all of January to continue to keep doing that. And as numbers change and things move around, there's always so many different variables to that. But we've got a great start, a great class. Now we got to get them locked in and get them signed on the dotted line. and continue to keep building our program in the direction it needs to go.
And it's not that long till spring ball, right?
No,
It
it's really
isn't.
not. I mean, you lay your head on a pillow one time and you wake up and it's time again, because recruiting is such a, it flies. You know, you're here, you're there, you're always on the move. You got kids in every weekend, and so it'll be a busy time for sure.
But this game makes you wish for September.
Yes, it does.
All right,
yes,
and then we'll come to you then next time on the Philip Montgomery Show.
Well, guys, thank you very much. And so the 2019 season is in the books. The Hurricane 4-8 on the year, but seemed to be much better than that, didn't they? And of course, they showed it at the end of the year with the victory over ECU. And now it's off to recruiting with that early signing date coming up in December. Thanks, as always, to everybody that puts this show together. And of course, my broadcast partner as well, Rick Corey, and most of all, head coach Philip Montgomery. I'm Bruce Howard. So long until next year.
The Philip Montgomery Show has been brought to you by St. Francis Health System, by Riversbury Casino, and by Pepsi. The Philip Montgomery Show has been a presentation of Golden Hurricane Sports Properties and a Kane Vision production.